Welcome back to Living with a Classic, and if you're new to my channel, I hope you stick around and consider subscribing. I put new videos every week, so there's always something new to watch here on the channel. And as you might have noticed, I'm out in the 2006 supercharged Range Rover that we picked up a little bit before Christmas. It was a bit of an early Christmas present for the wife, or really for the whole family as well, because it's become the family car. We have wanted one for a long time, but we haven't really been able to afford one, and they're not that common here, especially if you don't want a diesel one. I didn't want a diesel Range Rover. I wanted specifically this one, a 4.2 liter supercharged Jag V8 one, because why not have the ultimate engine in one? And also, it's actually the most reliable engine they ever put in these cars, because you know, Jag V8s, they have some issues, the earlier ones and now the later ones as well, but the 4.2 liter ones, especially supercharged ones, are very, very reliable. So this thing came up for sale, and it was definitely the cheapest one for sale that I've ever seen. So we went and have a look at it, and you know, thinking it was going to be absolutely terrible, and it wasn't. So the thing that sort of shocked me was that even though this was a high mileage Range Rover, I mean about 175,000 miles, everything worked on it. Every single button, every single thing, the climate control, AC, everything worked on it. But it just, you know, it had a seized brake caliper, it had really noisy belts up front, all the idlers sounded like they were gonna, you know, seize at any moment, and just a lot of things like that, and it was shifting kind of rough. But I basically just bid a very, very low price of equivalent to $4,000, where I thought that even if this thing were to break down on the way home, picking up, I could still part it out and pretty much probably not lose any money. But the more I looked into it, it turned out to be a pretty solid car. I mean, it does have a few issues, but now I've gone through and serviced everything and done all the fluids. Only have a few things left to do. I want to do the transfer case and the diffs. But before I do that, this thing needs to be inspected. So that's what I'm on my way to do right now. And honestly, I'm a little nervous. I'm always nervous the first time you inspect the car, and you don't really know what you have, because I mean, not that much is going to happen from one year to another. You know, if you have some advisories and you don't sort them out, of course, that would probably going to be issues the next year. However, I don't know really anything about this except that I passed the last inspection with no advisories, so that seems to be a good thing. With COVID and everything, I won't be able to film anything there, but I'm about to pull off the highway here, go in and have inspected, and afterwards, when I'm out on the highway again on the way home, I'll let you guys know the results, and if it's good results, then I'll let you know what the future plan is for this car, because, you know, if it passes, or if it only has those minor little issues, we're definitely keeping this. It's become a part of the family. So a little while after the test, I just pulled off into this different parking lot, just because there was a lot of people over there, and the great news is it passed. You don't have to come back, nothing. It can be driven until the 31st of May 2022, so that's a long time in the future until it'll have to be tested next time. Only had one issue, but they told me I could sort out myself, is that the right hand headlight was a little bit too low, so they just wanted me to raise that a tiny bit. Otherwise, no issues at all with the car. Everything was working as it should. Got good emissions, good brakes, everything. So that's really awesome news. However, a couple advisories, and one of them I was kind of expecting, because there is a slight clunking sound with this car when you go over certain bumps, and I just haven't really investigated it because it was going to go get inspected anyways, and I thought that if there's a ton of other things wrong with this car, we sort of had a deal, my wife and I, that if there was too much to fix on it, we were going to sell it and not continue it. But that issue was just a drop and sway bar drop-in links on one side, so we do both sides. And then there was a little bit of play in a thing in the back as well, which I'm not exactly sure. It's all in Swedish here. I'm not the greatest at translating that terminology, but there's a little bit of a play in a thing in the back as well. But so we'll have all that sorted pretty soon. But now that we know the car can be driven for a while and it's nice and smooth now after transmission service, we can talk about the plans for this car. So now, of course, it's a member of the family, and we're planning to keep it for a while. It's a high mileage car, but it's running well, and I think as long as we take care of it, it should last for years. And we really like the car, especially that the interior is so nice. It doesn't feel like a high mileage car. And we are going to do a few things to make it look even nicer. So let's go outside and do a quick walk around the car. I'm in the McDonald's parking lot, so it might still be a little bit noisy, but it's a lot less people here than where I was. So here is the car, and cosmetically, we haven't done anything to it. Still needs, a polish and a wax and all of that. But now we can actually do those things because we decided to keep it. The only thing that we did, of course, was those new wheels and Cooper tires. I got a really good deal on those. Those are winter tires. I will be picking up a set of summer tires for this car very shortly, and they will look very, very nice on the car as well. I got a new set of wheels for it as well. Other than that, I would like to polish the headlights. They did still pass inspection, but we're going to polish them up. I don't know, but maybe we'll end up replacing, because some weird melting stuff has happened on that one. So maybe I'll just have to try and find a good replacement set. This sometimes comes loose now the last couple of days, so I'm going to go underneath and see if there's a screw or something that needs to be sorted. Other than that, there's some scratches and things. We're going to see how much of that can be polished out in certain places, but a lot of places, it's an old car with quite a lot of miles on it, but it still looks really nice from, a ways away. People still look at it, and people still think it looks like a very nice car. There are a few small little rust issues that we're going to sort. We got it over here, so that will have to be taken care of and painted. But at the same time, there is also, if you've been following along, there's a dent on this side, but it's not too bad. You see, this car gets so dirty at this time of year when you live out in the country. But hopefully someone can push that out and then fix it and paint it, and that will look very nice afterwards as well. Then we got some moisture in here, so I think we'll do something about that or find a better use set of taillights. Other than that, you might see there's a thing missing in the back, which is often on Range Rovers, and which is something I want to fit. We're going to fit a tow hitch on this, because this is a great towing vehicle, and that's what we want to use it for as well. We have horses, so we want to tow the horse trailer with this, and I also want to tow a car trailer with it when picking up projects, and that is sort of also why we wanted a big 4x4 like this Range Rover. So those are really the plans for now on the outside. But now that we know that the car is solid and good and there's not that much wrong with it, we can put some money in fixing the cosmetic things. It's a little dirty on the inside because, it's a family kids car, but as you see, it is a gorgeous interior, all of this, and this is really the most worn part of the car right here. Everything else looks pretty much brand new, so I have treated this a couple times, so it's very nice and soft, but we may color this at some point. But really, this is just a little bit of character. It is, like I say, not a brand new car, but the rear seat and all that is in very nice shape. And we do have a daughter, and we have another baby on the way, so this is a good big family car. On the inside, the only thing really that we want to sort out is I want to somehow be able to get Bluetooth in here. We don't have the rear seat entertainment, so there's no aux input in the back, but I want to see if that can be added afterwards, and maybe just put a little Bluetooth sender on that so you can get Spotify and things working on here. Because it'd be a shame to replace this, because everything works on it, the touchscreen, everything, like navigation, even though we never use that on here, but everything works. And that's the same with the rest of the car. All the buttons and everything work as they should. The only thing is these are broken off, so I'm gonna have to look for another set of switches, but that's not really a big deal. And let me see, just a couple of days ago, let me see where the keys are. It turned over to 290,000 kilometers, which is, it's a little more than 175,000 miles, but it's just thereabout. But it starts up right away, runs very nicely. With those really good news, I'm gonna head home now, and not immediately, but over the next couple of weeks, I will start planning out some of the next things on this car. None of us drive very much at the moment. We're both working from home due to COVID. So really, we don't go anywhere, and just the last couple of weeks been driving this car just to see how it feels with the new transmission service, and it's running really nicely. So now I'm working on the last bit of the interior of the 1975 XJ6. So as soon as that is back together, I'll be probably driving that, you know, as much as possible. So then this will be put to the side for a bit, but at least now I know it's a solid car, it's passed inspection, and it's ready to go. Everything is sorted on it, so whenever we need to go somewhere on a longer family trip, it is ready to go. But I will also be looking out for you know, a tow bar for it and a couple of other things. Pick up oil for the or gear oil for the front and rear diff and all of that. So when it's a little warmer outside, I'll do all those services, but you will see that here on the channel. Anyways, I hope that you liked this little update on which was the cheapest supercharged Range Rover when I got it, but I think it's gone up in value now that it's all sorted and running very nicely. And let's pull out here on the highway, you can hear it. I hope the mic is picking up that. It sounds mean, this car. I really do love the sound of that supercharged V8. But anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. If you want to see any of the previous videos working on this car, I'll put links to them down below so you can check that out. Anyways, until next time, I'm Adam, and this was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.